Thousands of miles below the Earth's surface lies an incredibly hostile ecosystem. In this massive bioluminescent labyrinth of the hollow Earth, Kong operates as the undisputed apex predator. Yet he dominates this environment without relying strictly on brute force. Kong actually engineers his surroundings. He builds and conceals complex, spring-loaded mechanical traps to capture packs of native wolf creatures, utilizing a level of tactical mastery that sets him apart from every other monster down here. But that mastery comes with a severe psychological toll. Day after day, Kong stands at the edge of deep ravines, calling out to find anyone else like him. He hears nothing but his own echo. Despite his absolute physical dominance, he is entirely isolated. And that isolation becomes a massive problem when his body fails him. This 3D schematic of an ape skull highlights severe decay in a single molar tooth. That localized infection forces Kong to the surface to seek human medical intervention, ultimately receiving a precise titanium replacement to restore his bite strength. A titanium tooth reinforces his bite, but it leaves his isolation untouched. In the hollow Earth, Kong remains an apex predator with no pack to lead, a survivor waiting for an end. Kong's routine breaks when he detects an anomalous signal echoing from an uncharted, glowing chasm. He follows the sound deep into the cavern and finally comes face to face with another living ape. The relief is immediately shattered. The newly discovered mini-ape, Suko, violently bites Kong and attempts to lead him straight into an ambush with a hidden water-dwelling titan. Kong easily neutralizes the threat, but his reaction to Suko is what matters. Instead of retaliating against the creature that betrayed him, Kong sits down, breaks off a piece of meat, and offers Suko a share. Sharing his food establishes a protector dynamic. This patience suggests Kong is building a community of his own, prioritizing long-term cooperation over the simple survival of the next encounter. Suko eventually guides Kong deeper into the hollow Earth, revealing a grim reality. Kong's species isn't just surviving, they are enslaved, forced into brutal, endless labor inside a volcanic rock quarry. The architect of this misery is Scar King. He is a lean, agile dictator who maintains absolute authority through fear, intimidation, and extreme physical violence. He is the exact dark mirror to Kong's empathetic nature. When Scar King kicks an exhausted elder ape into a lava pit, Kong makes his choice. He slams his axe into the ground and violently intervenes, directly challenging the dictator's authority in front of the entire slave population. This flowchart naps Scar King's control. He uses a crystal node to torture the ice titan Shimo, forcing her to lethally suppress the ape population. When Kong's node enters, Shimo's overwhelming force instantly crushes him. She inflicts severe frostbite, forcing his immediate retreat. Courage alone cannot dismantle a systemic dictatorship. To break Scar King's empire, Kong needs an external equalizer. Kong returns to the human scientists on the surface to secure that equalizer. They outfit him with a biomechanical augmentation. As this blueprint details, the robotic arm utilizes hydraulic joints and structural reinforcements to heal his frostbite, while massively amplifying his striking power. Yet Kong recognizes a tactical truth. Even with heavily augmented strength, fighting Scar King and Shimo at the same time is a suicide mission. He requires a two-front war. He heads straight for the Hollow Earth portal, which breaches the surface in Egypt. He uses his arrival to forcefully draw out the only creature capable of matching Shimo's sheer destructive output, his greatest surface world rival, Godzilla. Godzilla interprets this as a territorial challenge and immediately attacks. Kong tries to communicate, but ultimately has to knock Godzilla off balance and literally drag the nuclear Leviathan into the portal by his tail to face the mutual threat. Kong prioritizes the survival of his species over his own pride. He withstands an assault from Godzilla specifically to force the collaboration required to dismantle Scar King's regime. The final battle hinges on a radical shift in physics. This diagram illustrates how human technology triggers a reaction between two hollow Earth pyramids. The resulting energy wave suspends all gravity vectors in the central zone, creating a floating combat arena. Inside, Kong uses thrusters in his mechanical arm to parry Scar King midair, while Godzilla neutralizes Shimo's ice breath. The sheer momentum of the fight forces all four titans through a portal, spilling the battle directly into Rio de Janeiro. Realizing he's losing ground, Scar King commands Shimo to initiate a global freeze to trap his enemies in solid ice. But Kong's earlier empathy pays off. Zuko arrives on the surface carrying Kong's abandoned axe. He leaps toward the fight and brings the blade down squarely on Scar King's weapon, violently shattering the gem into hundreds of fragments. With the control crystal destroyed, the pain stops. Shimo, finally free from her abuser, turns and blasts Scar King with a concentrated beam of ice. Kong steps up and shatters the frozen dictator into pieces, ending his reign instantly. The echoes are gone. Kong returns to the Hollow Earth, flanked by Shimo, Zuko, and a liberated society. By securing these alliances, Kong establishes a kingdom that brute force alone could never have maintained.